Howdy guys, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are in the Tier 10 American medium tank T95E6, and today I have freaking wonderful game for you guys. I mean, this game is gonna be fantastic. I mean, it's not highest damage game you'll ever see in this tank, because this tank, first of all, look at it. How beautiful is this tank, especially with this camo and that blue horse on the side of it. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Wonderful how this tank looks. I love it. But back to what I was saying. This is maybe not the highest damage game that you've ever seen, but because the teamwork was so good and the game was so close and the closeout was so interesting, yeah, made this game really fantastic. So I thought I would share it with you guys. Not every day you're gonna see games like this in World of Tanks, so may as well enjoy this and I will commentate to it. And we are on map the Great Wall. This map has come back and look at it. It looks freaking wonderful. It's a beautiful map, and we'll touch on map in a split second. But what I usually like to do early in the game is come here, and I was really surprised that this chisel actually outrun me to this position, because normally with a fast tank like this one, you would be able to make it up to J2 area, and from there you'll be able to poke that ridge line and spot all these guys coming. Now, one thing to mention is that J2 area is nice to get early shots of damage and spot the opposition, but it's not already safe, so you'll get shafted if you stay too long in one spot over there. Now, the other area that a lot of brawling happens is right here, but as you notice, the opposition team made their way into this area much quicker than we did, and now we're kind of stuck in sort of a defensive position, trying to take some shots into this chieftain. What I probably should have done is tracked him there, but I was looking for a damaging hit. My bad, to be honest. And yeah, that guy just covers my shot, so we're gonna move up to the left a little bit, and here I should have tracked him instead of taking that damaging hit, but hey, it is what it is. I like to take damage because, especially lately, if I track the opposition tank, in many cases my greenies are not shooting at all, so I prefer taking this damaging hit. So yeah, there'll be a lot of action right here, a lot of brawling. We'll be defending, our team will be defending really well. We will be losing this game by a fair margin, and we're gonna have to come back and take the win away from opposing team. So here we're gonna try to poke. Now we're gonna be really cautious, because there's probably some big guns over here, like this shit barn right there, but luckily he misses his shot and we're able to put a shell into him. Now we're gonna try to target this Type 5. We put a shell into him right there, and we're gonna do step and repeat. Now, one thing I noticed with Type 5s lately is their turret armor is a little bit stronger than what it used to be. So not every shot actually pens, even with heat rounds. So that's kind of surprising, but it is what it is. Actually, in a way, it's good, because those Type 5s were just piñatas for good players. So at least they bounce some shots here and there, which is not too bad. So we're gonna switch our attention right here, and I'm trying to help the flank that requires help, right? So I switch to here right now, try to help with this Type 5. We put one shell into him. We can't put another. Can we? No, we can't. Unfortunately, that shell goes a little bit to the right. And we're going to continue doing the same thing. Luckily, this Object 279 is here, so we can actually use him. He's a bait for the opposition. And in the meantime, we can just take pot shots from behind him. So let's see if we can put a shell into this Conqueror. Yes, we can. And now we're going to drop again and just to reevaluate the situation. The problem is that we're getting capped out right now, and I'm gonna have to run back to cap because there's no other tanks right here that are faster than me. So that's what I was thinking, but I didn't really want to lose my HP at the moment. Since this Type 5 appeared though, we're able to put some shells into him and take him out of the game, which makes this situation a lot easier, because now I can go in front of that Conqueror, and I know he's got a small gun. But we're gonna do something interesting here. So we're gonna try to go up this incline on left hand side. In the meantime, aim our shot and try to put a shell into his top plate. Yes, we do. And that way we hide behind the rock on my left side when he takes the shot, and now we can get away from him without even losing any HP. That's actually I surprised myself with that move. That was actually quite smart, to be honest. And now we're going to go forward. I'm going to try to reset. Now, I don't have any heat rounds left, as you noticed. I already used them all up, and they were well used because facing that heavy armor, I had to use them. But now I realize, oh shit, it's Object 279. And I don't have any heat rounds. That's a problem because I won't be able to pen him. A little over 20 seconds to reset right here. So we're going to switch to our HE rounds because if we shoot HE into his track, we should be able to reset right here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We hit his track and we managed to reset to 139, 138. So second HE round, we're just going to put it anywhere just like that. We're going to wait for our friendlies to come back. And they did manage to clean up in H4 and they actually came back to defend the base, which is great. But now we're going to charge this Object 279. We still have quite a bit of HP, so we should be able to juke his shot right here. We're going to put a shell into his side, and now we're going to scoot in front of him to avoid the rotation of his gun, but he gets taken out by our friendlies. Fantastic! Like, fantastic action so far. I mean, my friendlies are actually playing the game well as well, and they're understanding what needs to be done. They're playing off of me in a way as well. So we're going to turn around now and go back to the same area we were in. Now, why are we doing this? Because Object 279 would have a lot more friendlies if they were coming to cap, but there was nobody else there, so we are assuming that remaining enemy forces are probably somewhere in this vicinity right here. So that's what I was thinking anyway. So I'm going to be really cautious here because opposition still has couple of very dangerous TDs, especially the waffle could be devastating. If I get caught out right here, I could easily die and still throw this game. So I'm keeping that in my mind as I'm driving up here, making sure I'm using rocks for cover and terrain at the same time. I wanted to spot the middle right here, but all of a sudden we spot this Artie, so we'll be able to put one shell into him, and then we're gonna drop back so that we don't give him any meat to shoot at, right? And at this point, I wasn't sure if he's here with someone or is he here by himself. But because he is here, I was thinking he's probably putting himself in a position where he can shoot our base. That's what I was thinking anyway. So he's not looking at us over here, so we are able to just come over this ridgeline and take him out of the game. And now we need to reconsider what we're doing next. We're going to try to lose our Sixth Sense. Luckily, no other opposition tanks show up. Plus, I have this Object 79 with me here. And now I was gonna scoot through the middle just to spot the field. But all of a sudden, there's a medium tank in our base that gets spotted. So I decided to come back and help our friendlies. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use our mobility and try to go and engage him. So at this point, I was thinking, okay, if this T95E6 is here, it is likely that he's here with the waffle and the second TD, which I don't know at this point what it is. Oh, it's a shit barn, FV4005. Yeah, so, yeah, two very dangerous TDs that can still carry this game. Luckily, our tanks still have a fair bit of HP. Our chieftain is pretty much full health. Our badger still has a lot of HP as well, so we should be able to handle this. And I'm going to take a lead over here. I don't know if these guys, they look a little bit hesitant. So I'm going to take the lead. And again, doing exact same thing, going from cover to cover. As you can see, I'm using this wall on my right-hand side. Then again, this wall on my right-hand side. In case I spot something or if I get spotted, I have a place to hide or run away, just like this building here. In the meantime, we managed to spot the T95E6. Looks like he's running. He's running right through the middle, back to his base. So at this point, I realized, okay, if he is running, and we haven't really spotted the TDs anywhere in the middle of the map, on our side of the map, it is quite likely that they're defending the base. But even though sometimes you anticipate things and you think them through during the game, it doesn't appear to be so. Because sometimes players think completely different and their thinking might be different than yours, for instance. So I wanted to cover all my angles. And I wanted to make sure that no one's going to creep up on our behind. That's why I'm going up here into this area. I'm going to come up all the way to B9 and make sure that there is no one here. At the same time, paying attention to the open field because last thing I want to do is get shafted by shit barn or the waffle. So we're gonna check out this area here, make sure there's no one here. If there would be someone here, I can always turn around and run down the hill. So that was pretty much what I was thinking. But we're gonna come up here and we're gonna try to see if we can spot. Use our gun depression, so being really cautious here in case they're on the bottom of the hill. And we're gonna approach it a little bit closer. We're gonna break some trees so that we have a little bit of cover in case something happens. If I get spotted here, I'm in real trouble. So luckily there are those tanks in front of me, so I can use them for cover if I need to. Every time you guys do this, you need to think about your micro positioning and where you want to be in case you get spotted. Because if you get spotted at tier 10 versus big guns, you'll die in no time. Okay, now key situation here. So why am I not moving any further? Simple. If their guns are pointing in this direction, I don't want to be in the middle, exposed, and get shot at. And at this point, I noticed that my teammates are encircling the enemy's base. At the same time, our Badger is moving towards the enemy base from this side, and he spots this T95E6. So we're going to try to look for a shot at him, but there's no shot, and he's going to disappear in a split second. Now, I don't want to stay here forever. If I stay here and my Badger goes in, he's going to get shafted, tracked maybe, and taken out of the game. And that's the last thing I want. I need him. He's the only one on my side, on this side of the map. So it's only me and him. At this point, I have to move. I have to get closer to him. I have to protect him in case he gets surrounded. So I have to be ready for it. And luckily, he's not being pushed. Now, that's a big mistake by the opposition. They probably should have pushed the Badger, both the medium tank and the TD, take him out of the game, then focus me. But because they're playing really defensive, they allow us to draw the first blood. And that's a problem for them because we put a shell into this waffle. Now our Badger is going to move up. I'm going to use Badger as protection, so I'm going to hide behind him. I'm going to try to shoot this waffle again, but unfortunately that shell goes into the rock. Badger's going to put one more shell into him. Then we're going to hide behind Badger so that waffle focuses him. We put a shell into him. Now waffle shoots us instead of the Badger, but there's no way he's going to kill us. He gets taken out by the Badger, and now it's just this T95E6. Unfortunately, I didn't aim that shot well at the end of the game, and he gets taken out. At the same time, our friendlies managed to go from the other side and take out the shed barn to complete this game with a victory. Quite fantastic game and quite a fantastic teamwork between all of the players on our team. It's quite spectacular, to be honest. It's hard to find to have players working towards the win, and this is what happened here. It was a fantastic game. I mean, the scoreline doesn't really reflect how good of a game it was, but we still managed to put out 5.7k damage with Mastery Class 1 badge, and we did manage to make top 3, which is also fantastic. Badger finished on top with almost 5k damage, 1495 base XP. Chieftain finished second with 4k damage, 1472 base XP, and we finished in third with 1406 base XP. But the last remaining tanks on our team, including Object 279, all of us were pretty much top of the leaderboard, which means our best players stayed alive till the end of the game and were able to close it out and secure the win for our team. Quite fantastic. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.